Hello, my name is Matt Black, and just a little bit of background on me. I'm an aspiring speaker, and I'm very passionate about getting into motivational speaking. And I am moving to LA and heading out on the 8th, and it's a big move for me. I'm really actually really excited, and some big things have happened to me up until this point, and I'm just feeling happier and happier every day, and I'm feeling like I have meaning and purpose, and I just feel really good, and each day I'm feeling even better. And so But sometimes I sit there thinking, and I realize it hasn't always been like that. I haven't always been going for something with purpose and actually feeling this meaning in my life. And I remember back when I was going to school, and school was always a very, very hard time for me because I've always been a perfectionist. I've always been someone who wants to achieve things so badly. And so I'd always want to get good test grades. And I'd always want to do well in school. And I'd look around at the other kids and they'd all be doing well, and they'd all be doing well so easily, and I'd go to write tests and I'd fail and I'd do bad on them again and again. I just draw a blank, and I try to study, but I just couldn't focus my mind on it. And so I look around at all the people succeeding and looked at me who could never succeed, and I looked at myself and said, I'm dumb. I'm a dumb person. And I went through with that mindset through all of school because that's what everyone told me. That's what the system told me. It told me I was dumb. And when I got out of school, I had much the same feelings of not having meaning, of feeling like, what is the point of life? What is the point of me writing all these tests? What is the point of me getting up every morning to write tests that just make me feel bad about myself because I can't write them? What is the point? And then I started working at some warehouses, and I made the transition from school to working at warehouses, and it was much the same thing. It started off okay, it was a job. I got some exercise, I met some new people, but after a couple weeks, it started to get so monotonous. And I'd have my cart and I'd be pushing it around, and what I'd do is I'd take orders, and I'd take items from around the warehouse and I'd throw them on the cart, and I'd walk them over to the shipper, and then he'd ship them off, and then I'd get a new order, and I'd go walk on my cart, put it on there, and I do that for 8 hours a day, and I kept doing that over and over and over again. And I'd go home and I'd start thinking to myself, what is the point? Why am I doing this? What is the point of this? And I started looking at my life and not seeing any point, not seeing any fruits from my labor, not seeing my impact of what I'm doing daily to have anything for the world or do anything for anyone. And I remember this specific date because I believe this was the changing point in my life. And I remember back to it pretty clearly. It was a night of paintballing because I enjoy paintballing, and so I spent a couple hours, shooting my friends, and then they were shooting me, and it was a good time. And at the end, I was covered in sweat and paint, and to any guy, it's the end of a good night. And I was getting into my car, and just with the adrenaline and the mixed emotions, and I got into my car and I was driving home, and I was listening to my favorite radio station. Everything was going fine until I felt a heaviness on my heart, and I got this feeling like there's something wrong. And being a common guy, I tried to ignore that, and I turned up the radio and I tried to drown out this feeling that was growing and intensifying. And it started to get heavier and heavier as I was driving home, and just continually getting worse and worse. And I was like, what is wrong here? Why? I had a good day. I just got back from paintball. I hung out with some friends. I have a good life. Stop feeling so bad. Just be happy. But I couldn't shake that feeling. And I finally got home, and I got out of my car, and I slowly trudged into the door, and I was just feeling horrible. And I thought, maybe I'll talk to my mom, because she's always been someone I can talk to, and I know she cares about me. But it was 11:30 and she was sleeping, and I didn't want to wake her up, so I just trudged up the stairs, and then I trudged into the washroom, and at this point I felt like I was carrying like 100-pound weight. It was so heavy. It was just so heavy and burdensome. And I was getting into the shower, and I was taking off my clothes to get into the shower, and it just hit me, and it just became too heavy to bear anymore, and I just fell onto the washroom floor. And as I laid on the floor, just sobbing, I looked around and I saw the tile and I saw the cold floor, and I realized that that was what my life was. It was cold and meaningless and lifeless. And I realized that I wasn't going for anything in my life, and I just felt completely detached. And as I lay there just completely miserable, I just pleaded with God. I said, God, please, please give my life meaning. I'll do whatever it takes to be the person I need to be. Just please give me meaning. Please give me a reason to wake up tomorrow morning. And ever since that event, I've noticed massive changes in my life. And ever since that one moment, that changed it all for me and set me on a new path of rediscovery of who I am. That point of hitting rock bottom was what set the pace for my life, because I realized that in order to move forward in life, sometimes some of us have to hit rock bottom. And some of us have to hit rock bottom before we can look up, before we can look up at a higher purpose. And I could not find my purpose until I hit rock bottom. And for some of you, it's not going to be laying on a bathroom floor naked and covered in paint. That's not going to be your situation. But I'm saying that if you have emotions and you're feeling bad about them, then your life is trying to tell you something. Please go and find your purpose, because it makes life worth living. It gives you meaning. And I challenge you to find your purpose, because I've just begun to find mine and it feels great. Thank you.